Hey, what is up, YouTube? What is up, Christianology family? So we have Christopher Gregor gets life in prison for killing his son. I don't know the story. I don't even know who this person is, Christopher, but we gonna react to it, man. I'm guessing it's trending now, so I want to know what happened. I want to know what happened, y'all. So let's get straight to this video, man. Kind of hit the subscribe for me, support the channel, so we could grow. Let's get straight to it.
Yes. So let's get into this topic here. Listen, everybody's seen the treadmill, and if you haven't seen the treadmill incident, it's going to play a little bit in this particular clip. What he did to his son was incredibly crazy. A couple backstory items that you probably want to know about this situation before we get into it is that there is a conflict between mom and daddy in this situation, clearly, right? Dad has full custody of the kid. According to information that I gathered, the dad didn't even know it was his kid until he was 3. I can see how there's a little bit of a frustration with this dad and this kid, but you can't take it out on the kid, fool. It's something that you should be mad at baby mama about, not the kid. So there's always this dynamic, and dad must have had some level of, I don't know, fairness within the home for the court to give him custody, because they never get a daddy custody. Most of the time they don't. It's always unfair when it comes to fathers. And mom was trying to expose the fact that he was being abusive. She allegedly took him to doctors and all of that other stuff, and none of it stuck. So now we're left with a dead child who we have an image of a man abusing him on a treadmill. And where do we go from there? This was an incredible conversation, and I think that it's worth us listening to, because I don't want you to be emotional about it. Oh. Everybody can say that what he did on that day on the treadmill was horrific. And he should have went to jail, in my opinion, based off of that. Something should have happened. Now, whether this is the cause of the kid's death is another story, right? He died 2 weeks after that. And obviously there's medical examiners, there's a toxicology, there's all these different things that are going to happen in the autopsy, dictate whether or not the cause of death has anything to do with his dad. And we shall see. But this is a good conversation. I want to play it for you guys so we can watch it together. Roll the clip.
Now, new and heartbreaking video shows how far a father pushed his 6-year-old son 2 weeks before the child's death. This surveillance video from a gym was introduced in court as evidence. It's from 2021. It shows Christopher Gregor putting his son, Corey Miklo, through a grueling treadmill workout. The child can barely be seen above the machine. His dad allegedly put him on the torturous workout because that father said he was too fat. Corey can be seen trying to keep up with the pace of the treadmill before falling off several times, with his father forcing him to get back on the machine. Before dying, Corey suffered several bruises. His father is now charged with killing him and still blames the child's death on pneumonia. Corey's autopsy says he died from blunt force injuries with cardiac and liver contusions with acute inflammation and sepsis. When you...
Bro, what the hell? Yeah, that's it.
Daddy killed him. That's what it sound like.
Man, what the freak, bro? Why do you have to be on the look? So you couldn't take the kid outside on grass. If he falls, it's soft. On a hard treadmill, that is like me. Like even me, if I'm running on the treadmill, bro, like I'm kind of terrified to fall, because sometimes, man, you get tired, you lose your balance, boom, you're on the ground. So you got to be careful. And you put in a little child on the treadmill, and you probably got the speed up to like 8 for a little child, man. Hey, you definitely, man, that's crazy, man. But the thing is, man, kids automatically go to heaven. That's the great part about it. That's the great part about it, man. They don't have to suffer like us. They don't have to slave and work and do all these things for 80 years, 90 years, 100 years, man. So, hey, congratulations, man. You don't have to suffer on this earth. That's all I can say. That's the only good thing I can say about this. The kid doesn't have to suffer on this earth, and God has the kid in his arms right now. So I repeat to him, man. It's truly sad. I could just like, it's crazy, man. That's a child, man. Abusing a child for no reason, man. If you don't want to have kids, bro, just put on a protection or something. I don't know what's up with these people sometimes, man. You don't want kids, use protection. If you want kids, don't use protection. Like, it's crazy, man.
To me, when you look at the autopsy results and it's talk about contusions and stuff like that, I mean, right? that seems like dad did it. That treadmill may not have been the case, but later on, he must be an abusive person. You can push your 18-year-old son like that. You can push your 25-year-old son like that. You can't push a kid like that. It's insane to me.
See this case and you see the results of the autopsy. Does it look like the father caused his death?
Just looking at that video, my answer is yes. I think what we also need to keep in mind is that this father, if you notice, the son falls off. He's unbothered. He's unchanged. And so even if it's pneumonia or what have you, yes, if you have crises to your lungs or what have you, because he's 6 years old, his little body, this was just way too far and way too much.
All right. Lewis, let's hear from you on this.
All right. Well, I took a look at some of the case videos, and from what I understand, I mean, this event happened March the 20th. The kid died April the 2nd. We're talking 12 days. And in between those days, and he was working out. It's not like he took his son to the gym to run fat off of him. You know, he was working out. His mother dropped him off. He was in the gym already, and his son was working. Now, the video is rough, you know.
It's rough, yeah, it's
but
really
it's rough by today's standards. I don't think, you know, this father, if you know the story, this father didn't know he had a child until the kid was like 3 or 4 years old. He took full custody of this boy at I want to say about 4 years old. The mother lost custody, and matter of fact, she wasn't even granted visitation for a while. He had the kid in Little League.
You got to be a terrible mother to lose custody of a child. Something that was in your belly for 9 months. You're supposed to love the child more than the dad. The dad just gave you the semen. You had to bury that child for 9 months, and you still don't love the child enough to get your act right and have custody of your child, or have custody of your child. Man, yeah, women are disgraceful and demonic. You guys see people Satan's child. You don't even love kids. How you don't love kids? You made the kid. How you not gonna love the kid that you made? It's not even another person's child. It's your child. It's your child. If you didn't want a kid, you should have never opened your legs. You dumb fool.
The kid was not malnourished. The medical examiner said that when he passed, that his blood results came back, that his blood went septic. He had pneumonia. And there's also testimony that the physical bruising that he had. Let me also say this. Between that 12 days between this event and the date that he passed, he'd even tried out for football, did well, you know, for a flag football team. He did very well, was accepted to the team. The mother had taken him to 3 different hospitals to try to prove abuse. 2 of the doctors said that his blood was septic, and she kept removing him and taking him to another hospital. So finally, when she drops him back off, you know, a day later, you know, he's lethargic, he's asleep. And he calls the mother up and says, hey, what's going on? He's sleeping. She says he's always like that. But 2 doctors had told her the week prior that he's septic right now. He died. He had pneumonia. This father did not kill his son.
Can I just ask?
Woo! That's an interesting
that's
take.
crazy,
That
right?
is an interesting take.
I don't know what happened, man.
Is it
I don't
true
know.
or not? You know, I love. That's one thing I love about trials and the court system that we go through, because you have arguments on both sides, and people have to give a compelling argument, and then the peers can decide whether or not a person is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You know, maybe there's another side to the father. This may be one action that's completely horrendous, but is that the actual cause of death? George Floyd was under the knee of a police officer. Yeah, it was horrific. It looked bad. It was terrible.
Terrible,
but was
right?
that the actual cause of death for George Floyd?
It just looked bad.
These are all things that you have to always consider. And I'm not picking a side. I'm just saying these are considerables that need to be taken into account. Keep rolling.
And so when you watch the video, that does not look like abuse to you.
That doesn't look like abuse to me. I mean, to run your son, to run a boy. I'm glad they didn't have videos of football practices in the 80s. I seriously. Whatever he did, it looked like he bit him on the head. That looked kind of weird. But as far as running your son, making him push himself, I don't see a problem with that. It's rough, and if you get emotionally attached to that, I could expect a lot of mothers to have a problem with that. A lot of fathers, particularly fathers who have some involvement with Little League, they're not going to have a problem with this.
However, bruh, this is harsh.
Yeah.
It's harsh.
Let me say this. I'll give you my opinion. I think this is too much.
It's
I
harsh,
think you
man.
should push your kids.
You should push your kid,
but when they're
that's harsh.
falling and hurting themselves on a treadmill,
On the treadmill, not
that's
even
different
grass.
than them running outside and then
they fall a little
they're
bit,
running
right.
in the grass and you pushing them and saying, no, you got 10 more burpees. Go get on it. Get your 10 more burpees. Get out and do it. You yell at them or something, and you get them worked up, or are they running a lap and you know they're about to quit because they getting soft on the inside, and so you give them a little man love and say, let's go. You want to make it in life, you better get, and you push him to the finish line. But if he's falling and hitting his face on the
his chest,
treadmill belt,
that's going
and
fast.
he's falling
Come on, bro.
awkward on the side, and
Right,
he's
like-
dragging his legs on the thing, bro. That's doing
abuse,
too
bro.
much.
You doing
Just
too much,
pushing it
bro.
now, not even just by today's standard. I grew up where we had to get the belt, we had to get the switch, you know, all the above. Oh, this is what you don't want to eat? Cool. Go to bed hungry. That's fine. You'll wake up tomorrow. Now, this is past. When your son is falling, I have a son that's 8. I would never allow my son to fall that many times. First of all, he had to run. You got the treadmill on. As a grown man, I don't just jump on the treadmill when it's already going at 10, you know, or 8 miles an hour, whatever case is. You slow it down, you get it back up. And I get that you're trying to condition them to be tough and to be hard, but this is not the type of situation that you create for your child. Yes. And sometimes, man, these guys are reliving their own hoop dreams. I couldn't make it to the league, so you're going to be faster than me and all that stuff. Dad looked like he could lose a couple pounds. He needed to get on the treadmill and do what he was trying to get his son to do. It's a little bit much, man. I'm not saying that he killed his son, but as a father, I watched this and I was very uncomfortable. And I do believe in discipline. I do believe in taking my son to the gym with me. And he doesn't do any weights. You know, we'll do little push-ups here and there and this type of stuff just to get him a baseline of what to do as far as fitness. But this was way too much.
What do you guys think? Comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Was it too much? You know, there's two different things that we're discussing here. One, is it too much what happened in the gym that we see? And two, is there enough evidence to prove that the kid died because of his father's actions at the gym or after the gym? Those are two different arguments. But
man, you push that kid too much. To be honest, man, you push that kid too much. Man, like the hell, bro. Like, y'all gotta just relax, man. What is the rush? He's 8 years old. You could always practice, go to school, practice, all that type of stuff, man. Y'all doing too much, man. RP to that kid, though. For sure, RP to that kid. Guys, I'm gonna see you on the next one. Kindly hit the subscribe for me. Support the channel. Peace.